I fuck mines. What's up, family? Hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell. Our I fuck mines mental intercourse shirts will be restocking at this time. Thank you for the love and support from everybody who have purchased any merch. I really appreciate you guys. You guys are amazing. Thank you. How are you, YouTube? This is I Fuck Minds, and today we're going to talk about standing alone is a must, okay? But don't be afraid because standing alone is not a must all the time, all right? Now, yes, standing alone is pretty scary, all right? Standing alone in many aspects, perspectives, dynamics, whatever you want to call it, it just sounds scary. Oh, standing alone? I mean, who wants to really do that shit? Nobody, all right? So, but it's a must because if you don't, can you ever truly say that you did anything by yourself? Like, excuse the, you know, noise in the background if you do hear it, but standing alone is fucking important. Standing alone, it gives you clarity, it gives you awareness of what you don't know, what you think you know, and what you need to know. You get what I'm saying? So, yes, we're going to start by just talking about my experiences standing alone, which I haven't had many. I've always had somebody to cushion me, if I could express it or explain it like that. Like, I've always had, like, insurance. I've always had precaution. I've always had someone to lean on. I've always had that just extra cushion to protect me from falling flat on my ass. So whether it was friends, which I don't have many, and um I've had really my family. And when I say my family, my parents. I was fortunate, very, very fortunate, and still is very fortunate to have the parents that I have and that I had. Being that my stepfather is deceased and everything, like, yeah. Um, when you are, I mean, I thought I wasn't sheltered growing up as a kid, but now looking back, my perspective has changed a little bit because it's like, yes, the fuck you was sheltered because this real world shit, I don't give a fuck how prepared I thought I was. I am not prepared for this shit. It's like craziness all around. It isn't the world I thought it was. You know what I mean? But I am ready if ever it comes necessary for me to, face it. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, yeah, standing alone. I have stood alone in my personal experiences where it always has something to do with my personal relationships. I I take that back because it was even when I call myself standing along with the nonsense within the bullshit, I always had somebody to call. You know what I'm saying? I always had somebody to be in my business, basically, you know? If that makes sense. No, it may not make fucking sense, but to me hearing it, it doesn't make sense, but then it did. You know what I'm saying? Like in personal relationships with my last relationship with my ex, and even the relationship before that, which was the relationship with my daughter's father. Whenever it was hard with us, I always would reach out to somebody to talk about the shit. And that I do not advise women, ladies. You know, especially if you're gonna still be there. Like work it out with your partner, communicate, and communicate what is the problem between you guys and try to fucking fix it. It's no need for you guys to be calling this person, that person, no mediator. Unless you're going to go talk to someone professionally that deals with that type of shit. Don't be calling your friends, your buddies, your family, nobody, because when it comes down to it and you guys come back together, this shit is gonna look crazy as fuck. Like, what? Y'all went through all of that and y'all still together. Like, yes, I went through all of that shit. Went through all of that shit. But I took myself through all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, standing alone. The only thing I've stood alone, because I have, like I said, I have a daughter, right? Um, I feel like I've had a tribe with raising my daughter. On the surface, it looks like I'm doing it all alone, but I'm not. And I've always voiced the truth on that. Like I don't do this shit alone. This shit is hard. Me and my daughter's father isn't together. So um I'm so fortunate and grateful that I have the help that I have. Now, when my daughter was first born, because now she's 13, will be 14 next month. I know, right? When she was first born, um, I had a lot of help from my family, my parents, my brother, um, me and her father weren't really like on good terms when Raya was born. Like we were hot and cold, and I just didn't understand why. Like he had his own issues with me, but we knew what we were getting ourselves into when we conceived, right? So it just blew my mind when it seemed to me that he didn't want to be on board. Like he even tried me and accused me of lying to him about Raya being his, like all type of shit I went through when I was pregnant and when I had her. Like the day I had her was like it was beautiful but sad at the same time because you know, this nigga came in there with the energy like he didn't want to be there. Like, I didn't call you nigga to be here. You did not have to be here. Like, what are you doing here? Like, my cousin called this nigga and told him, like, hey, Felice down here having the baby. And he came down there, actually ran down there, it seemed like. And, I just felt like if you felt any type of way, he says still to this day he was upset because because I went on and named gave Ryan my last name. We had never discussed really um was he gonna um sign a birth certificate into that day. So whether we in my eyes, whether we talked about it or not, if you really wanted to, because like I didn't know how you was gonna be coming down and what type of energy you was gonna have. Like I did not want him to ruin it in no type of way. Really didn't want her to have my last name. He had ample time to come over there and be like, "Hey, I want Raya to have my last name," and it would have been no issue. But kind of find out, like how I feel, like he has two other daughters, right? By two other women. He has three daughters, right? Our daughter being the youngest. You had two daughters prior to our daughter, right? Before our daughter. Neither one of his daughters his other daughters don't even have his last name. So I feel like it's just something, a reoccurring thing with you. You don't, which is fucking weird. Like you don't want any of your, you don't want none of, you don't want your kids to have your name, your last name. I don't, I don't push these niggas to do what they supposed to do. I tried that. It doesn't work. Okay. I've I've just come to the conclusion. You let these people do what they want to do. You always let people do what they want to do so they can show you what they rather do. That's how I see it now. Like when I try to make people do right by me. This is my baby's father now, who I'm talking about just then, of course, right? I only have one kid. I only have one baby, one child, one sweet angel of a melanated baby. You know, I can say appreciate you, bro, for my baby. I will not bash him any further in this story because it's like, why? I say that for another video because, you know, he, it, I will say he does a lot of fuck shit. So, you know, even still to this day, kind of like just to, I don't understand this human. I just don't understand. Like, I have so many stories that I just came to grips. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about this fool here and there because he is a part of my life. He was a part of my life. So with that story being told about, you can see the element of me standing alone. I stood alone, really. He wasn't there when I was pushing and all this shit, right, or whatever. Kind of ain't been here for the last 13 plus years for Riot. So if that's not fucking standing alone, but I'm not, like I said, I'm not gonna bash this man on this here video. Not today. I ain't gonna do it today. I'm in a good mood, you know. So another example of standing alone, like I'm building a business, okay? I come from a huge family. Okay, when I say a huge family, you know, you hear people always, oh, I got a big family. Okay, ho, your family ain't fucking with my shit because it's like, on my mother's side alone, my father's side is a lot smaller in size, but my mother's family is really big. I have maybe 26 first cousins. I have 26 cousins, 25 first cousins, including me. So that's 26. My mother has 8 siblings. So, yeah, my grandmother has 9 children. My grandfather had 9 kids. So, yeah, I come from a huge family, and um, it's complicated with that situation with my family. Like, I don't speak on them like that because it's like it ain't no ill will towards nobody or nothing like that. It's just, I stand alone. You know, I don't talk about my business that I'm developing because it's nothing that I feel like I should talk about with them because I don't know if they really give a fuck like that. You know, most people don't give a fuck about shit you're doing is until you have physical, until it's tangible where they can fucking see it. And I respect that shit. I respect it because it's like, yeah, let me build this shit on my own. Let me stand on my own with this shit. So I don't feel like I owe nobody shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have had some people that has given me sound advice with the direction I could take this business, or the directions or opportunities I should take on with my business. And some of the shit I take head on, and I um make it a function factor towards my business. Some of the shit I put in my mental file cabinet and may not use it right away, or may need it later on down the line and be like, oh, you know what? Such and such told me, hey, I could use this opportunity to, prevail a little bit, elevate a little bit. So, and usually, and this shit has been said a lot, like, and it's true, I feel like. A lot of the shit, a lot of the time, a lot of shit ain't even really got nothing to do with what you doing. It's like, sometimes it's just because it's you. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. Like, I don't know. So, I have no ill will towards nobody who feel like, hey, we don't want to hear what you got to say. Just, do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Do that shit. Do it well. Learn all you can about what you're doing and be the best at it. So, um, I don't feel like I have shit to prove to nobody, because that's all that shit sum up in my brain. People be wanting their family and their people to know what the fuck they got going on so they can be proud of them or have some type of, and I could be wrong, but that's how I look at it. Like, if you see what I'm doing and you're not trying to help in no type of way, support, because I don't need nobody help. Support me in any type of way, like, the fuck I need you in my business for? Like, it's none of your fucking business, or it should be none of your concern what the fuck I got going on over here. None of your fucking business. Simple. So I don't think I have that issue. I know I stand alone in this shit. What I'm trying to do, because ain't nobody's investing in me. Nobody's supporting me. No, nobody in my family has bought. Oh, that's a lie. That's a fucking lie. I've had three of my family members that have bought something from I Fuck Minds. Three family members that have bought something from my business. And I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And I love the ones who didn't. But, they can't say it. They knew. Some people knew about it. And the way my family is, once one person knows, it's like wildfire. It's like a domino effect. Everybody finds out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I know my business is gonna elevate. It's gonna take me places I never could dream of. Like the most positive shit ever. Is gonna change my life type shit. And I know this shit. I feel it. And the people who's supposed to be around will be around. The people who ain't around ain't supposed to be around. You get what I'm saying? And that's how I look at it. I stand alone in this shit.